Hello students, in this lecture we are going to study piezoelectric materials. So piezoelectric materials are materials which has permanent dipole moment, that is the first requirement of piezoelectric material. Then centers of positive and negative charge does not coincide at the same point. So let's say there is some center of positive charge and center of negative charge, so they will not be coincide at the same point, so there is always some difference. And dipole moment which is present due to this is from, let's say, negative charge to the positive charge, so that is the dipole moment that is present. The piezoelectric material is ability of certain material piezoelectric effect is an ability of certain material to generate an electric charge in response to applied mechanical trace. So for example, we have lighter. So in lighter there is some, you can say, arrangement or knob. To if we press that knob, there is some sparking over here, and whatever the liquid is inside that lighter is there, that will you can say immediately start burning. So the crystal which is used to make this spark is piezoelectric crystal. Okay, so the word piezoelectric is derived from the Greek you can say Greek word piezen, which means a quiz, or you can say sprays, and the word piezo, which in Greek means push, or you can say when we apply some stress or apply some pressure to certain materials, there is generation of voltage. One of the unique characteristics of the piezoelectric material is that it is reversible effect, meaning that materials exhibiting the direct piezoelectric effect, so direct piezoelectric effect and converse piezoelectric effect, these are the two separate effects. In direct piezoelectric effect, there is generation of electricity when trace is applied. So when we press these materials, there is generation of electricity. That means the charges get separated on the two surfaces. So, and in converse piezoelectric effect, there is generation of, you can say, in converse piezoelectric effect, there is generation of stress when we apply electric field. Okay, so we will see these things in detail one by one. So in order to study the piezoelectric effect, one important thing, here I have shown a simulation taken from a reference to piezoelectric disc generates voltage when the, you can say, it is deformed. Change in this shape is greatly exaggerated. So let's say I have this pellet. If I apply a force from the top and bottom surface, and if I press that material, so there is a generation of voltage that you can see here. So if I press it, you can say if I compress it, then voltage is generated in, you can say, positive voltage is generated. If I release it and expand it, in that case negative voltage is generated. So there is fluctuation like positive and negative. If I continue this you can say pressing and releasing, or pressing and you can say expanding, then I will be getting continuously voltage. Okay, so this voltage I will get continuously, that is the you can say whatever voltage or electricity that is obtained, that's why it is called as piezoelectricity. And the coefficient, there is one coefficient which is used to measure this piezoelectricity. So this coefficient is called as D33, that is piezoelectric coefficient. So let's say I have some cubical material, piezoelectric material. So in this cubical material, so let's say this is x-axis, this is, let's say, y-axis, and this is, let's say, z-axis. So if I apply pressure along, let's say, z-axis, so x-axis is called as 1, y is 2, and z as 3. So if I apply pressure along z-axis and measure the voltage produced along z-axis, then it is called as D33. If I apply pressure, let's say, along you can say z-axis and measure the voltage along x-axis, then it is called as D31. And if I may apply pressure along z-axis and measure the voltage along y-axis, then it is called as D32. So like this way piezoelectric coefficient is defined. Many a times this D33 coefficient is you can say mentioned. For example, for barium titanate, the piezoelectric coefficient is, let's say, 230 pico, so 230 picocoulomb per Newton. Okay, so if it is the value, then we mention it like in the units of picocoulomb per Newton. So there is one important material, let's say PZT. which has you can say the D33 coefficient, which is around 590 coulomb, picocoulomb per Newton. So this values depends on the method which is used to for the preparation of these materials. Also the you can say density of that material, also the heat, final sintering temperature. All this you can say effect. All this you can say synthesis parameter. You can say do some effect at the end, but these values are closer to this value which are mentioned. Barium titanate is the important material whose formula is BaTiO3. So barium titanate is the first well-known piezoelectric material and it is extensively studied. So it has a structure which is shown here. It has structure which is temperature dependent. So above 120 degrees Celsius temperature, it is in the cubic shape. Between -5 to 120 degrees Celsius, it is in tetragonal shape. Between -90 to -5 degrees Celsius, it is in rhombohedral shape, and below -90 degrees Celsius, it is orthorhombic shape. So that is about the barium titanate. So the titanium ion, which is sitting at the center of this unit cell, continuously vibrates up and down. That distorts this structure always, and this structure is called as perovskite structure. So even if we say here cubic, it is not exactly cubic, because the this central titanium ion will apply some stress over these oxygen ions and ultimately the barium ions at the corner. So that's why that will be that structure is called as perovskite structure. So okay, so this titanium ion which is sitting at the center moves up and down. So as it is moved up and down, there is, you can say, there is always a gap between the overall center of positive charge and overall center of negative charge in this unit cell. That's why there is a permanent dipole moment which is created in this unit cell. If we study these materials, so barium titanate is a piezoelectric material, but that piezoelectric material is useful as a capacitor. So we will try to see some formulas related to the capacitor that I think you have studied these formulas earlier. So the capacitance is directly proportional to the area of, you can say, plate, area of any of the plate, and divided by the distance of separation between these plates. If there is, you can say, air medium in between these two, air or vacuum medium in between these two plates. So this is, you can say, a capacitance is defined like this. If some medium is placed between, let's say we have two plates and some medium is placed between these two plates, okay, so let's say some medium is there in between these two plates. Area of this plate is, let's say, A, distance of separation, let's say it is D. So if, let's say, medium has the permittivity of the medium, which is epsilon m, so in that case capacitance of the material will increase if the permittivity of medium is higher than permittivity of free space. So in that case, you can say capacitance of the capacitance with medium in between will be given by you can say permittivity with the medium into area of cross section divided by the distance of separation. So we have also known this formula. So permittivity, okay, relative permittivity is also given by permittivity of medium divided by permittivity of free space. This is also given in terms of capacitance with of medium divided by capacitance of the free space. So here we can say this is capacitance with free space. If I take the ratio of the capacitance of the medium divided by capacitance of free space or capacitance of with air, in that case I have to take the ratio of these two, we can say, capacitance. So this epsilon 0 will get cancelled, then this A and A upon D will get cancelled, and ultimately we will get a relative dielectric constant or relative permittivity. So this relative permittivity it is again sometimes it is called as dielectric constant, which gives the ability to store the charge. So relative permittivity or permittivity dielectric constant, it gives ability to store the charge, ability to store the charges. Okay, higher the value of relative permittivity, higher is the ability of that material to store the charges. If we put the value of epsilon 0, which is 8.854 in SI unit into 10 raised to minus 12, okay, at this place, and if I do these calculations with you can say, now if I substitute the value of epsilon 0, convert this capacitance into 10 raised to minus 9, this distance of separation in millimeter, and area in, you can say, centimeter square. Here it is in the meter square, but if I convert it into centimeter square, ultimately I will get a constant which is 1129.9. okay, so you can try to do these calculations and see if you get this coefficient. Okay, so with this coefficient we will try to solve one problem. So the problem is to calculate the relative dielectric constant of a barium titanate which when inserted in a parallel plate condenser of area 10 millimeter into 10 millimeter, and the distance of separation of 2 millimeter gives a capacitance of 1 nanometer. So here you can directly use the formula. Here what we have to calculate, a relative dielectric constant, or you can say dielectric constant or relative permittivity, all these terms are same, of a barium titanate which had when inserted in a parallel plate condenser of area. So this is the area of that plate, and distance of separation, this is the d which is given, and this is the capacitance with medium inside. So we have this formula 1129.4 into d, distance of separation which is 2 millimeter, which is substituted. Okay, then capacitance with medium which separates these two plates, that is 1 nanofarad, so that is 1, and area in centimeter square is 1 into 1, that much centimeter, because 10 millimeter is equal to 1 centimeter. So directly we will get this value. It has no unit because it is unitless, and you can say higher the value, higher is the ability of that material to store the charge, and lower the value, lower is the ability of that material to store the charges. With this we will stop at this point. These are the references which I have used in this for preparation of this presentation. Thank you for watching.